The ground crew now has completely uncovered the infield, and they are making it ready for play. So to check us out on starting lineups and batting orders, here's Ralph Kiner.
All right, Lindsey Nelson. For the Mets, Gene Kleins will lead off. He'll be in center field. Batting second, the second baseman, Felix Mion. Batting third and playing left field, Jesus Salud. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Dave Kingman. Batting fifth and playing right field, Rusty Staub. Batting sixth, the third baseman, Joe Torre. Batting seventh and catching, Jerry Grody. Jack Heidemann, the shortstop, batting eighth, and Randy Tate, the pitcher, batting ninth. For the Montreal Expos, the leadoff batter will be the center fielder, Pepe Manguel. Batting second and playing left field, Jim Dwyer. Batting third, the catcher, Gary Carter. Batting fourth and playing first base, Mike Jorgensen. Batting fifth, playing right field, Larry Bittner. Batting sixth and playing third base, Larry Perry. Batting seventh, the second baseman, Pete McKinnon. Shortstop, Pepe Frias, batting eighth. And Ad Wortham, batting in the ninth position. The umpires for the game, it'll be Lee Wire behind home plate. Dave Davidson, the umpire at first base. Frank Pulley, the umpire at second. And Tom Gorman, the umpire at third. The umpires have not made their entrance onto the field as the ground crew stands out in the left and right field areas, getting set to roll the tarpon drum into position out of the playing field area. Pittsburgh Pirates leading the Philadelphia Phillies by 4.5 games, the Mets by 8, the Cardinals by 10, the Cubs by 16, and Montreal by 19. In the Western Division, the Cincinnati Reds have a commanding lead over the Dodgers, 15.5 games. San Francisco 1/2 game back of the Dodgers, 16 behind Cincinnati. San Diego in fourth place, they are 20 games out. Atlanta 22.5, and Houston 33.5. In the American League in the Eastern Division, Boston leading Baltimore by 9.5 games, the Yankees by 10.5, Milwaukee by 13.5, Cleveland by 17.5, and Detroit by 20. In the Western Division, Oakland leading Kansas City by 9, Chicago by 16, Texas by 17.5, Minnesota by 19.5, and California by 20. On the schedule, a full schedule here on a Monday night. At the end of 1.5 inning, the Cubs nothing, Philadelphia nothing. And it's Steve Stone pitching for Chicago with a record of 8-5 against Wayne Twitchell, who has won 5 and lost 9. Pittsburgh at St. Louis, Jerry Royce with a record of 12-6 pitching for the Pirates. John Curtis, the left-hander, pitching for the Cardinals, his record 7-8. Atlanta against the Dodgers. The Braves have won 5 of their last 7. The Dodgers have lost 5 of their last 7. Cincinnati against San Francisco, and San Francisco Hot Ball Club, they have won 14 of their last 20. Houston against San Diego. Houston has lost 9 of their last 12. And that's the way the National League schedule reads. All-night ball games. In the American League all-night ball games, the Yankees at Milwaukee. The Yankees have won 5 of their last 6. Baltimore playing Boston. Boston with 5 straight wins, and they have won 23 of their last 28. Paul Mitchell pitching for Baltimore. He has won 1 and lost none. Bill Lee going for the Red Sox. His record 14-6. At the end of 2, Cleveland 2, Detroit nothing. Detroit has lost 7 in a row. Mickey Lolich trying to stop that losing streak. He has a record of 10 wins and 10 losses. Eckersley pitching for Cleveland, and Dennis has a record of 8-3. Charlie spikes a home run in the second with 1 on for the 2 runs for Cleveland. It was his 7th home run of the year. California against the White Sox. The White Sox have lost 4 straight. Minnesota, who has won 4, playing against Kansas City, they have won 9 of their last 12. Oakland against Texas in a single game at Texas. So that's the way the scoreboard reads as we get set here for the first game of a 5-game series. The Mets have set up their pitching rotation as well as the Montreal Expos. In the twilight doubleheader tomorrow, it'll be Jerry Kuzman on the mound for the Mets in the first game. His record 10-8. Tom Hall will pitch in the second. He has won 4 and lost 2. The Expos will counter with Dennis Blair, who has a record of 6-2. and Dan Carruthers, who has no record, no wins, no losses. Twilight doubleheader, the game time will be at 5:35. We'll be on the air at 5 o'clock. And don't forget that tomorrow will be banner night, and in between games of the Twilight doubleheader, the banners will be displayed here as they parade through the field and around and about. And, of course, prizes awarded, outstanding prizes for the top banners. The banners will be judged for originality and neatness, and they will be in two categories: one-person banners and two-person banners. So a Twilight doubleheader tomorrow night, 5:30 will be airtime, game time at 5:35, and banner night between games of the Twilight doubleheader. On Wednesday night, it'll be George Stone pitching for the Mets. George has a record of 3 wins and 2 losses. He'll be opposed by Steve Renko. And on Thursday afternoon, John Matlack will be on the mound for the Mets. John with a record of 13 wins and 8 losses. And the Expos will have Steve Rogers, who has won 8 and lost 7. And Thursday afternoon will be Senior Citizens Day here at Shea Stadium. All you senior citizens, 60 years of age and over, will be admitted to the ballpark for a 50-cent service charge. Now the umpires have come out to the home plate area. Gene Mock, the manager of the Expos, coming up with his lineup cards, and we're waiting for the Mets to present theirs. If you're around the area and you haven't made your plans for this evening, there's plenty of parking and seats available here at Shea Stadium, so we invite you to come on out.
Number 38,
Ground crew still holding steady. They have not secured
Number 39,
the drums that hold the tarp. They are waiting on the left and right field areas. We had a light drizzle right up until airtime, but right now there is no rain falling here at Shea Stadium, but there is definitely a threat. Ground crew still manicuring the infield area. Field condition here at Shea Stadium is
left field, number 23.
apparently a lot better than it was when the Mets came back for their last homestand, as the grass has been rained out a little bit. Evidently the rain has not been that difficult here in the New York area while the Mets were away on their road trip. We saw them win 8 ball games. That is their high for any road trip in the history of the New York Mets. Major League waivers for the purpose of unconditional release were secured today on Cleon Jones, who is now officially a free agent, and he will be able to make any deal that he can work out for himself. So Cleon Jones no longer a part of the New York Mets organization. Today is the 46th birthday of Met coach Joe Pignatano. So happy birthday to Joe Pignatano from all of us here in the crew. Vincent Nelson, Bob Murphy, Artie Richmond, Artie Friedman, and all the other people of the New York Mets. And the Mets today announced the signing of 18-year-old catcher Bob Grant of Los Angeles, their 5th choice in the June free agent draft. Grant, who has been assigned to Marion, Virginia of the Appalachian League, turned down a scholarship offer from the University of Arizona to begin his professional career at this time. And he says he will pursue his college education in the off-season. Since the All-Star game, the Mets have won 13 and lost 8. And in those 21 games, the team has batted at a .306 clip with 236 hits and 772 times to bat. So we're waiting now for the Mets to take the field. The umpires standing around the home plate area, and Tom Gorman, the grounds crew chief, to go ahead and secure the drums that hold the tarp in the third base area down the left field line, and also in the first base area down the right field line. So it appears that we'll be getting underway very shortly as the umpires take their stations. Expos have a record of 44 wins and 60 losses. They are 19 games behind the Pittsburgh Pirates in last place. The Mets have won 56 and lost 50. They are 8 games back of the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Mets are 6 games over 500. Highest point that they have reached this year has been 8. And the Mets against the Expos have played 8 ball games, and each team has won 4. Here at Shea Stadium, the Mets have won 1 and lost 1. The end of 2 at Chicago, nothing. Philadelphia, nothing. And 1 game underway in the National League. And at the end of 2 1/2 in the American League, the 1-ball game underway. It's Cleveland 2, Detroit nothing. Lights are on here at Shea Stadium. Absolutely no breeze at all at the moment. Flag hanging straight down. It's 341, of course, down the left end right field line. 371 in left center and right center. 410 feet in straightaway center field. And as we wait here for the Mets to take the field, I'd like to remind you that this one homestand that the Mets have in August is a big one. 5 games with the Montreal Expos. And the Dodgers in for 3 over the weekend. Playing Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. San Diego for 3 all-night games, Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night. Thursday an off day, the 14th. Then the San Francisco Giants for a 4-game series, a twilight doubleheader on Friday night, the 15th, a single game on Saturday, and a single game on Sunday. And now from Shea Stadium, the national anthems of Canada and the United States. And the Mets getting set to start off against the Montreal Expos in this big August homestand. Well, the Mets have made an announcement that Harry Parker has been traded to St. Louis Cardinals, Harry Parker, who last year had a record with the Mets of 4 wins and 12 losses. He was acquired from St. Louis with Jim Beecham, Chuck Taylor, and Tom Poulter for Art Chansky, Jim Bibby, Rich Folkers, and Charlie Hudson back on August 18th in 1971. Has been sold to the St. Louis Cardinals, and the Mets are bringing up Skip Lockwood. Lockwood last year appeared with the California Angels and had a record of 2 wins and 5 losses. So the Mets will see Lockwood report to the ball club tomorrow. The Mets acquired him for insurance relief work for the balance of the season. He has been down at Tidewater. Lockwood 29 years of age, was acquired on August 17th. Opened the 1975 spring training season with the New York Yankees, was sold to Tucson during spring training, and his 1975 record at Tucson, he won 6, lost 2, had an ERA of 4.65, struck out 80 batters in 83.2 innings. At Tidewater, he won 1 and lost none in 3 ball games. Parker's 1975 record was mainly in relief as the New York Mets. The top of the ball game, and coming in for the play-by-play, Bob Murphy.
All right, Ralph, thank you very much, and hi, everybody. Pepe Manguel leading off against Randy Tate. Manguel hitting at .247 with 8 home runs. And the first pitch of the night is way inside, ball 1. Randy Tate was very wild in his last start on the road trip against the St. Louis Cardinals. He made 2 starts on the trip, 1 good. He won a game at Chicago, then a start against the Cardinals, and he was wild. At a half-swing ground ball towards second, up with the ball, Mian. He throws to Kingman, 1 down. Quick play on the part of Felix Mian. Caught everybody by surprise because Manguel didn't mean to hit it. He was pulling away from it, but it hit the big end of the bat, and it traveled at a rapid rate. And Mian went into the hole to make the play. Now with 1 away, the batter is Jim Dwyer, acquired recently from the St. Louis Cardinals in a trade for Larry Lentz. And all Dwyer did was get into a Montreal uniform, and his first week with Montreal, he was named National League Player of the Week. Breaking ball over, strike 1 call. And in 8 games with Montreal, he's batting .458 on 11 hits and 24 times at bat. He's been a good hitter in the minor leagues. Breaking ball, strike call. He hit .336 with the Tulsa Oilers for the American Association last summer. He is not a power hitter. He is a line drive type hitter. Many describe him as being similar to the type of hitter as Atlanta's Ralph Garr. Strike call, a curveball. Randy Tate busting 3 curves in a row over against Jim Dwyer, and he's out on strikes. 2 outs and nobody on. Now coming up is Gary Carter. Last time the Mets saw the Montreal Expos, it was at Jerry Park in Montreal. The 2 teams played a 4-game series. The last 3 games of the series all went into extra innings. 11 innings, 10 innings, and 12 innings. On the year, the Mets and the Expos are even. Each team has won 4. Tate delivers to Gary Carter a foul ball back upstairs, strike 1. Rookie Gary Carter hitting .284, and he leads Montreal in home runs with 14 and runs batted in with 50. Mike Jorgensen second on the Montreal Ball Club in RBIs with 44. So the Expos have a top rookie in Gary Carter. A little bit high, 1 ball and 1 strike. Montreal just took 3 out of 5 from Philadelphia in Montreal. Expos felt they could have won all 5. That's the way the Mets felt about Pittsburgh. And a breaking ball low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Well, the game tonight is the first of 15 home games in a row for New York. For the remainder of the month of August, the Mets will play 15 games at home and 14 games on the road, and then it will be September. The 2-1 pitch by Randy Tate, right in there, a call strike, gets 2-2. A young pitcher like Randy Tate can get it almost overnight. Last year, Randy Jones of San Diego lost over 20 games. The one and all knew that he had a good arm and probably was going to be a top pitcher. Inside. Now this year, the same Randy Jones has won 14, lost 6, has 6 shutouts, and leads the league in ERA. Last year, Jones won 8 and lost 22. We have to do a little research and find out when was the last time a pitcher lost 20 one year and won 20 the next year. I think Steve Carlton came very close. Now the windup of the 3-2 pitch by Randy Tate, a foul ball off of a curveball, 3-2. Doubleheader tomorrow evening at 5:35. A single game Wednesday night, a day game Thursday afternoon. The Thursday afternoon game will be a senior citizens game. The Dodgers for the weekend, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday afternoons. 2 big weeks of baseball here at Shea Stadium. The heat wave is broken. Very comfortable day in New York. 3-2 delivery. Foul ball back upstairs. Crowd being held down tonight at Shea Stadium because of the rain and the threat of rain. Rain for a while prior to the ball game. Right now it is good, and the field looks real good. Ralph, as you pointed out, the field looks better now than it did on the last homestand, because on the last homestand there was so much rain they had to keep the infield covered and the grass could not breathe properly. Randy Tate with a 3-2 count on Gary Carter. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Best start Randy Tate has had in a long time. That first inning has been his jinx. And he takes the Expos 1, 2, 3 and struck out 2 of the 3. In the middle of inning number 1, the Expos nothing, and the New York Mets are coming to bat. It will be Gene Kleins to lead off against Dan Warthen in the last half of the first inning. Dan Warthen, the Mets saw the last trip into Montreal. He relieved, he hurled 6 scoreless innings, and he won a ball game, beating John Matlack. Warthen is a hard thrower out of Omaha, Nebraska. He's 22 years old, a 6-footer who weighs 195. He has won 5 and lost 4 since being brought up by the Montreal Expos. He has appeared in 22 games in relief, 5 games as a starting pitcher. So far, he has been more successful in relief. He's won 4 and lost 1 in relief, and as a starter in 5 games has won 1 and lost 3. It should be pointed out that he has pitched well as a starter. He's lost a couple of tough ball games. He had 1 starting assignment. He left after 9 innings, giving up just 1 run to Atlanta. Gene Kleins batting at .213, leading off against stocky Dan Warthen. Warthen winds. The pitch to Kleins, a fastball, a strike call to the outside corner. Felix Miat on deck, and then Jesus Salou. Yogi staying with this right-handed hitting combination against southpaw pitching. Off the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Starting with the Pittsburgh series, the Mets have seen a lot of left-hand pitching of late. But after the game tonight, they'll be going against right-hand pitching. Dennis Blair and Don Carruthers, both right-handers, tomorrow night in the doubleheader. And a strike called at the knees on the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Gene Kleins. Mets won 8 and lost 5 on a 13-game swing to Chicago, St. Louis, and Pittsburgh. Pitching 1 and 2. And a fastball a little high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Mets won 3 out of 4 in Chicago. They split 4 in St. Louis and won 3 of 5 in Pittsburgh. The Pirates tonight are playing in St. Louis. Pitching 2 and 2. And a half swing. Did he hold it in time? They check it out. And the first base umpire, Davidson, says no swing. 3 and 2 to Gene Kleins. Montreal, on the road this year, has won 19, lost 31. Ball 4, Kleins works on a walk. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
Batting the second position.
Bob Murphy with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson. Felix Millan is batting .305, standing in now against lefty Dan Warthen. Jorgensen holding against the runner, and it's outside ball 1. Defensively, the Expos are playing Mike Jorgensen at first, Pete McCannon at second, Pepe Frias at short, and Larry Parrish at third. Jim Dwyer in left, Pepe Manguel in center, and Larry Bittner is around in right. The 1-0 delivery in the dirt, but handled nicely by Gary Carter. That was a mean pitch and not easy to handle. Felix Millan now has 26 doubles for the year, number 5 in the league in 2 base hits, and a new career high for Felix. He has 39 RBIs, 57, the best year Felix ever had. That was in 1969 playing for Atlanta, and the Braves won the Western Division, the Mets won in the East, and the Mets then swept the Braves in the championship series. Millan having a very solid year. Felix dropped down to a 34-ounce bat from a 37-ounce bat. Chokes up on the handle. The 2-0 delivery, high and away. Ball 3, 3-0 to Felix Millan. Jesus Salou bats third. He'll be up next. 3-0 pitch. Strike called on the outside corner, 3-1. Kleins worked out a walk on 3-2, leading off the home first inning. Randy Tate retired the Expos 1-2-3 if you joined us late. 3-1 delivery. Strike call, 3-2. Now we'll see if manager Berra puts on a play on 3-2. Will he have Kleins running? Warthen does strike out quite a few hitters. The runner goes to pitch. Foul ball back toward our broadcasting booth and right into the booth. And I believe that our dandy statistician, Art Friedman, he had his field glasses in a case right on the desk, and that foul ball hit the case, and that case went flying right off the table. Artie, I hope they aren't broken. Full count, 3-2 to Felix Millan. He now has 2 telescopes. All smashed. 3-2 delivery with the runner going and a fly ball hit the shallow right field. Brian's hurrying to get back to the bag. The catch made by Pepe Manguel. So 1 out and 1 on, and Jesus Salou will be the hitter.
Number 23, Jesus Salou.
Jesus hitting .284. Third inning at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. The Cubs and Phillies no score. They're underway in St. Louis now, and the Pirates are out in the first. Jorgensen holding against Dean Kleins. Jesus Salou had not started 2 games in a row all year until the Mets arrived in Pittsburgh. The Pirates had all those left-handers starting. And a strike called on the inside corner. The Pirates now have 4 left-handed starters and 1 right-handed starter. 2 right-handed starters, Doc Ellis and Bruce Keeson. There goes the runner. Ground ball bounced slowly toward the middle of the diamond. Booted by the shortstop Frias. It goes to the outfield. Kleins around second on to third. So runners are on first and third. That's played hit and run. Lou bounced the ball over the mound. Pepe Frias came in full speed. He tried to come up with that short hop. and he was in front of second base between the mound and second. And it ricocheted off his body into the outfield, Ralph.
Strange play with Frias covering at second base. He was able to go into second base territory, and he actually fouled the play up for the second baseman McCannon, who had an easy play to field the ball and pick up the out at first.
It will be an infield hit for Jesus Alou. No error on the play. Runners at first and third, and here is Dave Kingman. Dave with 24 home runs, second in the league. 61 runs batted in, hitting at .253. Yogi Berra flashed the hit and run play, and the Mets wind up with runners on first and third. The outfield is deep and around the left. The infield around the left. Dan Warthen, the left-hander, steps up. The way he stepped off and turned towards second, it looked like he might have an appeal play, but one quick look and there was nobody covering his second. He just wanted to change his mind. In comes the pitch to Kingman. Fastball, strike call. Dave Kingman has 39 RBIs in his last 42 games. He's now 10 behind club leader Rusty Staub. And the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike two. Dan Warthen, a lefty out of Omaha, Nebraska, and he relies on power. He throws hard. Klein's on third and Alou on first with one man away. The two-strike delivery, and he struck him out swinging. So Kingman down on three pitches.
Batting the fifth position, the right fielder, number 10, Rusty Staub.
Kingman averages a strikeout a game. So when he makes contact, it gets very exciting in a hurry. Rusty Staub, the right fielder. Rusty has hit safely in 9 of his last 10. And on the year, Staub is hitting .280 with 72 RBIs. Rusty fourth in the league in RBIs. Runners on first and third, 2 men away. Staub hitting against Dan Warthen. And a swing and a miss, strike one, a high fastball. He keeps the ball up most of the time, but he throws it very, very hard. Joe Torre is on deck. The one-strike delivery on the inside corner, a call strike to Rusty Staub. And Dan Warthen with a two-strike advantage. Klein's on third and Alou on first, 2 men away. They figure Staub to pull the ball. The defense is around to right. Now the pitch. And a bouncing ball hits slowly over the mound. Frias coming in, grabs the ball. He throws. In time. Side retired. Frias made the play this time on a ball bounced over the mound. He raced in behind the mound, between the mound and second, fielded the ball on the dead run, and made the throw in time to first base. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 were left on. At the end of 1 inning, the Mets nothing and the Expos nothing. Mike Jorgensen, hitting cleanup for Montreal, will be in against Randy Tate in the top of the second. We have 2 young pitchers in this ball game tonight who really throw smoke. They bring it. They are both 2 years old, Dan Warthen and Randy Tate. The pitch to Jorgensen, fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Larry Bittner, the Montreal right fielder, will be next, and then Larry Parrish, the third baseman. And the pitch by Randy Tate. Curve is in, a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1-1 delivery by Tate. Curve again. Strike called. He broke it over the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jorgensen, the Montreal leader, or the runner-up, I should say, on both home runs and RBIs. 10 home runs, 44 RBIs. Way outside, 2-2. This year has not been as successful so far as last year was for Jorgensen. He had a great second half last year and wound up hitting over 300. The 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball inside, 3-2. Nobody on, nobody out, top of the second. First game of a 5-game series and the first game of a 15-game homestand. Here's the payoff pitch. Ball 4, it is outside, and Jorgensen is on with a walk. The Expos with their first base runner, and coming to the plate now will be right fielder Larry Bittner.
The right fielder, number 17.
Bittner is hitting .327 with 2 home runs and 19 RBIs. He's now been up 211 times. Bittner played at Memphis in the Texas League last year, or in the International League. He's around to bunt, bunts the ball up the third base line. It will go foul. Being followed by Jerry Grody. And on the message board at Shea Stadium, it says happy returns to Joe Pignatano, the Mets bullpen coach who doubles as our right field tomato farmer. And tonight is celebrating birthday number 46. So happy birthday to Joe Pignatano. Throw to first, balk called on Randy Tate. First base umpire Dave Davidson called a balk on Randy Tate. Randy has a great move to first base. This time he has the balk call. Jorgensen on second. Light rain beginning to fall. The umbrellas are opening up now. And the pitch on the way. Breaking ball, a strike call to Larry Bittner, strike 2. The rain before the game, never hard, just kind of a heavy mist. And again, we have the light rain falling. Fans came well prepared. Just about everybody has an umbrella, so they open them up and take cover. Now Tate checks the runner at second. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a fastball. Tate threw 2 curves and a fastball to Larry Bittner. And Randy has his third strikeout.
The third baseman, number 15.
Now third baseman Larry Parrish. He's hitting .278 on the year. June 28th of this year, Randy Tate reached his strikeout high when against the Phillies he struck out 9. Pitched a 4-hitter and beat Philadelphia. The pitch to Larry Parrish is inside and low. A fastball, 1 ball, no strikes. Cubs and Phillies go to the 4th down in Philadelphia without a score. Jorgensen leading off second. Grody setting the low target. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. At Philadelphia tonight, Steve Stone, 8-5, pitching for Chicago. Wayne Twitchell, 5-9 for Philadelphia. In St. Louis, it's Jerry Royce against John Curtis. Royce, 12-6, Curtis, 7-8. Curtis pitched a good game his last start against the Mets in St. Louis. Curveball, a strike call, 1-2. And St. Louis got 2 runs off Jerry Royce in the first inning. The Cardinals 2 and the Pirates nothing at the end of 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count to Larry Parrish. Here's the pitch on the way. Foul back into the crowd. No play. He jammed it. The Yankees play tonight in Milwaukee. It'll be Rudy May and Bill Travers. Baltimore at Boston. Paul Mitchell against Bill Lee of the Bo Sox. Lee will try to join Jim Cott and Jim Palmer as 15-game winners. The Red Sox have won 23 of their last 28. And they're 9.5 ahead of second place Baltimore. Cleveland 2, Detroit nothing after 4.5 on a 2-run homer by Charlie Spikes. Randy Tate with a count of 1-2. The pitch to Parrish, a wild half swing. He stopped the swing in time. So they check it out with Davison. He agrees. He says no swing, and the count is 2-2. 1 out and 1 on. Jorgensen, who walked, is on second after a balk committed by Randy Tate. The 2-2 pitch. He struck him out swinging. He got him with a curveball. Sometimes Tate's curveball is almost like a slider, but he's a fastball curveball pitcher. He has a live arm. 2 outs. Now second baseman Pete McCannon, hitting .245 on the year with 6 home runs and 20 runs batted in. Right-hand hitter bats out of a crouch. Inside a curve, ball one. He has exceptional size for a second baseman. Not many second basemen in baseball are as big as he is. McCannon came from the Texas Rangers in the Willie Davis swap. Breaking ball at the knees, strike one call. 1 ball, 1 strike. No score, we're in the second. 2 for your money tomorrow evening. The doubleheader starting at 5:35. The 1-1 pitch by Randy Tate. A high fly ball hit the center field. Gene Kleins moseys back. He's under it at right center, and he has it. The side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. An inning and a half gone at Shea Stadium. The Expos nothing and the Mets nothing. Well, the New York Mets are playing 15 games at home at Shea Stadium. The Pittsburgh Pirates will be on the road most of the time, not all of it. They have a series starting tonight in St. Louis, then they will go to Houston and Atlanta, and when they come home, they play Cincinnati. Let's see, Rob, I think the Pirates have 7 or 8 games left for the Reds.
They have 7 scheduled and 1 rainout for a total of 8.
And on the other hand, the Mets are now through with Cincinnati for the year. So the Mets are hoping they can have a very successful homestand and profit. Time will tell. But it's at least set up the way you'd like to have it set up. Joe Torre standing in against Dan Warthen. 2 really outstanding young pitching arms in this game tonight. And Torre takes strike 1 call in the inside corner. Mets had runners on first and third in the first, but could not score. Now the pitch by Dan Warthen is high and away. 1-1. Jerry Grody on deck, and then Jack Heidemann. Now the 1-1 delivery. Breaking ball on the outside corner, 1-2. Montreal went through all of last year without a left-hand starting pitcher. Or a left-hand reliever, for that matter, almost all of the season. Then last winter, they traded with Baltimore to get Dave McNally, only to have that go sour on them when Dave McNally ran into a bad streak and decided to hang him up. Ground ball hit right at the second baseman. Pete McCannon up with it. Over to Jorgensen, 1 down. Now they have a young left-hander who is a homegrown product and very impressive. Jerry Grody is hitting .297 as he comes up against Dan Warthen. Mets are over 500 both at home and away this year. This shows a well-balanced ball club with good depth. One out and nobody on in the New York second. Pitch by Dan Warthen, and that fastball is over the outside corner. If you've seen Al Rabowski of the Cardinals, I think this left-hander reminds you something of him. Stocky and a very hard thrower. High and away, and Ralphie keeps the ball up. He challenges the hitters high the way Rabowski does.
Very strong without the seance. The individual seance that he conducts back of the pitcher's mound.
Maybe he hasn't faced the Cardinals yet. After he pitches and sees Rabowski, he might go into the act. The 1-1 pitch. And a curve this time by the left-hander Dan Warthen for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Left-hand pitchers you really need when you're playing your home games at Jerry Park in Montreal. They have that short right field porch. The 1-2 pitch is hit toward the middle of the diamond. McCannon comes up with it. It was a broken bat smash. And over to Jorgensen in time for the out. You saw the bat off on Grody. Bat had held together. That might have gone through for a base hit. 2 outs and nobody on. Now shortstop Jack Heidemann batting at .218. The Mets nothing and the Expos nothing in the home second. And Dan Warthen gets the fastball over. Strike one call to Jack Heidemann. Randy Tate comes out to kneel in the on-deck circle. Randy's still looking for his first Major League base hit. And the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at a high hard one. Strike two. The base is clear, and 2 men away. Warthen takes his sign from Gary Carter. The infield and the outfield straight away to Heidemann. And a pop-up to the infield. Coming in is the shortstop, Pepe Frias. Behind the mound, he snags it for the out. And the Mets are out in order in their half of the second. 2 innings complete at Shea Stadium. The Expos nothing and the Mets nothing.
Schaefer Beer invite you to come see Oklahoma, Guy Lombardo's 21st annual production at the Jones Beach Theater, now through August 31. Spend a great summer evening listening to Rodgers and Hammerstein's classic musical about love and the Old West. And after the show, you're invited to join Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadians Band for a free dancing at the Schaefer Dance Tent. Presented by Schaefer, the one beer to have when you're having more than one.
Shortstop number 38, Pepe Frias.
It's the top of the third, no score. And now for the play-by-play, Lindsey Nelson.
Thank you very much, Ralph Conner. Hello again, everybody. Pepe Frias, right-hand batter, in and waiting. Now Randy Tate into the motion, and the pitch is swung on. Hit one hop to short. Taken there by Heidemann, over to Kingman in time, and there's one away. A hard smash directly at shortstop. Jack Heidemann came up to him on one hop, and he made the play over to Dave Kingman. That will bring up Dan Warthen, the pitcher.
The pitcher, number 39.
Warthen has been up 18 times and had 2 hits. He's hitting 111 with 1 run batted in. Marches briskly around now. Step into the batter's box on the left-hand side. No score in this game as the Expos bat in the top of the third. Randy Tate with the pitch. Outside for a ball. The few drops of rain that were falling a moment ago have stopped, and the foul weather gear has been stowed away by the fans in the lower field boxes. 1-0 to Warthen. 1 man out, nobody on base. Torrey on the edge of the grass at third, and the pitch swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Pepe Manuel has moved up on deck for the Expos. Again, Randy Tate delivers. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Tate has struck out 4, and he's walked 1 so far. Struck out 2 in the first, 2 in the second. Here's the 1-2 delivery. High and away. Fired the fastball. It's 2-2. Goes back to take a little breather and to finger the rosin bag. So he might be preparing to go with the 2-2 breaking pitch here. Into the motion. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. Fired it past him. Strikeout number 5. 2 away, and Pepe Manuel will be the batter. He's been up 1 time, and he grounded out second to first. This is the first game of a 5-game set between the Mets and the Montreal Expos. A twilight doubleheader tomorrow night. Then a Wednesday night game, a Thursday afternoon game. Jerry Goody sends out the sign. Randy Tate into the motion. In there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Jim Dwyer is out on deck. For Gene Mox, Montreal Expos. 1-0 pitch, curveball, and it just missed, so it's 1-1. Tate with a record of 4 wins and 9 losses in this, his first year in the major league. From Killen, Alabama. Here's the 1-1. Curveball in for a called strike. Broke it right over, and it's 1-2. Goes back now for the Rosenbag again. Powders the pitching hand, steps up onto the rubber, looks to Goody, has the sign into the motion. 1-2 pitch, curveball in there for a called strike 3.
Pokes a good curveball over it, strikeout number 6. And again, he gets 2 strikeouts in the inning, retires the side in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left in the middle of the 3rd inning. The score is the Expos nothing and the Mets nothing. 64 pages. A 2-page 1975 Met team picture. Career records of every player. Full-page color portraits of Tom Seaver, Rusty Staub, Felix Millan, Joe Torre. All for $1. We're talking about the 1975 edition of the Met Yearbook, of course. It's the best ever. There are great color shots of all your favorite Mets, plus action highlights, scenes of old-timers, games at Shea, all-star squads, and so on. This 64-page bargain is only $1 at Shea souvenir counters, and there isn't a better buy in baseball yearbook. Get your copy of the 1975 Met Yearbook next time you visit Shea to root for the Mets. You can order by mail, too. Just enclose a check or a money order for $1.25 in an envelope. Address it to the Met Yearbook Department, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, zip code 11368. The 1975 Met Yearbook, $1 a copy at Shea, $1.25 if you order by mail to the Met Yearbook Department, Shea Stadium, Flushing, New York, zip code 11368. At Shea Stadium, the Mets will be sending up the number 9 man in their order, pitcher Randy Tate. To face left-hander Dan Worthen, who has won 5 games and lost 4. That's coming up to the Montreal Expos. Randy Tate is still looking for his first major league base hit. He has gone 0 for 29 in this his first season in the majors. He bats right. Catcher Gary Carter flashes the sign. Dan Worthen with the pitch. Swung on and foul back. It's strike 1. Mets and the Expos have played 8 games against each other so far, and the season series is all even at 4 wins each. Strike 1 pitch, swung on and missed. It's a lusty cut. It's 0-2. Gene Kleins is waiting around on deck for Yogi Berra's New York Mets. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, struck him out. Second strikeout for Dan Worthen. Gene Kleins has been up 1 time and walked. Came into this game having hit safely in 7 of his last 9 games. Gene Kleins, who began his baseball career as a pitcher, began his professional career as a pitcher. The first 5 pinch hits he ever had in the major leagues were for the Pirates, all against the Mets. 1970. Here's Worthen with a pitch to the right-hand batter, swung on and missed. He tried to check it on a low pitch, but took it through, and it's strike 1. Felix Millan is waiting on deck. They play Kleins to go to the opposite field. Here's the 0-1. Hit on the ground to the left side, and it is cut off by Larry Parrish, the third baseman. Played to first in time to get a very speedy Gene Kleins. 2 away. We
pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is Ed Crane for the New York Mets. Hear every inning of every Mets game home and away on WIZR FM 105. Your home for the Mets and Colonials in 1975.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Cantor and Bob Murphy at Shea Stadium, where the Mets and the Expos are opening up a 5-game series. The first game is in the 3rd inning here. There is no score. Mets are batting with 2 men out, nobody on, and Felix Millan at the plate. He's been up 1 time, and he flied out to center field. Young left-hander Dan Warthen deals a pitch that's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Jesus Salou is next in the batting order for the Mets. The 0-1 offering, swung on and fouled back. 0-2 now to Millan. Came into today's game having hit safely in 28 of his last 30. Felix Millan for the year is hitting .305. What a standout year. Played in every game in which the Mets have participated. The only Mets so to do. Here's the 0-2 offering. Swung on and fouled back. He's still alive with an 0-2 count. Mops his brow for a moment, now steps up. Millan pounds the plate, coming back in, chokes the bat into the batting crouch. Warthen's 0-2 offering, swung on and fouled back. It's out of play. So the count continues at 0-2. Jerry Kuzman and Tom Hall will pitch tomorrow night for the Mets against Dennis Blair and Don Carruthers of the Montreal Expos. 0-2 pitch. High for a ball. It's 1-2. Wednesday night, George Stone against Steve Renko. Thursday afternoon, John Madlock against Steve Rogers. Dan Warthen has the sign. Pitch is swung on and fouled off to the right side, out of play. So it continues at 1-2.
Lindsey looking at the center fielder, Pepe Manguel. He's playing practically a deep second base, and that's got to get Millon's attention. If he hits it at all, he can hit it right over his head.
Well, it's sort of a little league defense, and center and in right. Swinging a foul ball off and out of play. 1-2. Looks for the sign. Millan is back in and waiting. Here's a 1-2 delivery. Hits in front of the plate. It's blocked by Gary Carter, catcher. And the count runs to 2-2 now to Millan. Jim Dwyer playing a normal left field. But as Ralph kind of pointed out, Pepe Manguel is shortened up and way over. Here's a swing and a miss. Struck him out. Warthen gets his 3rd strikeout. Also retires to side in order. Nothing across. And at the end of 3, the score is the Expos nothing and the Mets nothing. For the Expos, Jim Dwyer is up to lead it off. Now he's been up 1 time and he was called out on strike. Traded from the Cardinals to the Expos in exchange for infielder Larry Lentz, and in his first week with the Expos became National League Player of the Week. Dwyer's a left-hand batter, facing right-hand pitcher Randy Tate, who has struck out 6 in 3 innings. First pitch is high for a ball. In Philadelphia at the end of 3 innings, the Chicago Cubs nothing, the Phillies nothing, and time has been called because of rain in Philadelphia. Curveball right in there for a called strike. Randy Tate has up to now had excellent control of a good curveball here tonight. For Chicago, Steve Stone's the pitcher. He's 8-5, and Wayne Twitchell is going tonight for the Phillies, 5-9. Another pitch in for a called strike. It's 1-2. St. Louis Cardinals have scored another run against the Pirates in the third inning now. It's the Cards 3 and the Pirates nothing. Jerry Royce 12-6 going for Pittsburgh. John Curtis 7-8 for St. Louis. Atlanta at Los Angeles later. That's on the coast. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fouled off and out of play. He reached across to protect the plate and fouled it off. Count holds at 1-2. Cincinnati Reds are in San Francisco against the Giants. The Giants have won 14 of their last 20. Threatened yesterday to pass the Los Angeles Dodgers in the standings, but lost the second game to Houston 10-9. Here's a curveball in for a call, strike 3. Had the sharp breaking curveball. That saw Dwyer looking, strikeout number 7 for Randy Tate. Gary Carter's coming up. He's been up one time and he struck out swinging. The Houston Astros are at San Diego. The Astros have lost 9 of their last 12 games. The American League, it's all-night action. The Yankees are at Milwaukee. At the end of an inning, no score. Rudy May 10-6 against Bill Travers 4-5. Now the pitch to Carter. High and tight. It's ball 1. Baltimore did not score in the top of the first. The Boston Red Sox are coming to bat. Paul Mitchell 1-0 against Bill Lee 14-6. The Red Sox have won 5 in a row. They've won 23 of their last 28 games. It's missed outside to Carter. In Cleveland, going to the 6th inning, Cleveland 5, Detroit 3. Dennis Eckersley 8-3 against Mickey Lolich 10-10. Charlie Strikes hit his 7th home in the second with 1 on. This will be a 2-0 pitch. Fastball right down the pipe for a call strike. It's 2-1. Cal Angels are at Chicago against the White Sox, who've lost 4 in a row. Chuck Hockenberry against Wilbur Wood, who had won 11 and lost 13. In Kansas City, in the bottom of the second inning, it's Minnesota 1, Kansas City nothing. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Missed high. 3-1. Jim Hughes 9-8 going for Minnesota. Dennis Leonard 8-5 for Kansas City. Oakland is at Texas later. Kenny Holtzman 13-8 against Ferguson Jenkins, who has won 12 and lost 12. This will be a 3-1 pitch to Gary Carter. It's on the way. Fastball swung on and missed. It's 3-2. Tate has struck out 7, walked 1 so far, and we're in the top of the 4th inning. Carter turned, walked back away from the plate a step or two. Now he comes back in. This will be a payoff pitch as Tate looks to Grody, gets the sign, kicks and fires, curveball, and it's popped up foul. Grody coming back to the screen, but this one is out of play. So the count continues at 3 balls and 2 strikes. There is no score in this game as Montreal bats in the 4th. Gary Carter standing outside the batter's box talking to Lee Wire, the umpire. Lee Wire walks out. Wants to look at the baseball. So Tate tosses it in, Wire examines it and tosses it back. Suppose Carter figured that a baseball that is doing what Tate's breaking pitch has been doing tonight must be doctored. Here's the payoff pitch. Curveball in there for a call strike 3. Broke it right over the breaking pitch once again. Strikeout number 8. 8 strikeouts in 3 2/3 innings so far for 22-year-old Randy Tate. His high for the year is 9 against the Phillies on the 28th of June when he got a win. His 3rd win of the year. But he has got excellent control of that curveball here tonight. Mike Jorgensen, a left-hand batter, is up. 2 men out, nobody on base. Tate's pitch swung on, hammered on the ground to first base. Kingman has it. He left to go to Tate underhand. He does for a 3-1 putout. That retires the side. So it's nothing across. And in the middle of the 4th inning, the score is Montreal nothing and the Mets nothing. So far, young Randy Tate has given a sparkling performance for the New York Mets. He has allowed only 1 base runner, and that came in the 2nd inning when he walked Mike Jorgensen. He has struck out 8 in 4 innings. But the Mets have been unable to get anything going off Dan Warthen. They do have 1 base hit, but that is all. It was a single by Jesus Alou in the 1st inning. Mets threatened in the first when Gene Bryant walked, and after Millan flied the center a loose single, so they had two men on. Dave Kingman struck out, and Rusty Staub grounded out. They had run it at first and third at the time. So now it is Alou who has the only hit in this ball game so far, and he's leading off in the bottom of the fourth inning. Dan Warthen, a left-hander, has won 5 and lost 4. He also is 22 years of age. Pitch is low for a ball. It's 1-0 as Alou dances back out of the batter's box to get away from the breaking pitch that came in low. Big Dave Kingman is waiting on deck. So we have a duel of young pitchers here tonight. Randy Tate against Dan Warthen. 1-0 delivery. Rides high. It's 2-0. The rain has stopped. Play is resumed in Philadelphia. Still no score. Cubs nothing, Phillies nothing, with Chicago batting now in the top of the fourth inning. Here's a swing and a miss. It's 2-1. St. Louis batting in the bottom of the third, leading Pittsburgh 3-1. 2-1 the count to Jesus Alou. Pitch is in for a call strike at the knees. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. The outfield defense is set up straight away. Nobody on and nobody out, and no score in the game. Pitch is swung on, line to third for the putout. Larry Parrish took the line shot. Alou got around and drilled it, but directly at the third baseman who took it for the putout. Dave Kingman's coming up. He's been up one time and he struck out. Kingman with 24 home runs, 61 runs batted in, has a .252 batting average. He is a threat anytime he is at the plate. Here's Warthen's delivery, and it is in there for a call strike. With a breaking pitch, Kingman swung his body but did not swing the bat. It was nonetheless in the strike zone. Kingman is 6 feet 6 inches tall. The plate umpire Lee Wire is 6 feet 7 inches tall. A lot of tall folks there in a small area. The 0-1 pitch, swung on and popped up to the right side. A major league pop-up. It'll be quite a while coming down. Mike Jorgensen in foul territory behind the bag makes the catch. So, 2 away. That'll bring up Rusty Staub. We can keep that in mind, Ralph. If we ever get jammed up for commercial time, we can do a commercial between the time he hits the pop-up and the time it's caught.
Oh, you could do a 90-second commercial in there.
Rusty Staub will be up there now with 2 men out. There is no score in this game. Left-hand pitcher to a left-hand batter. Fastball in tight. It's 1-0. Joe Torre has moved up on deck. We'll bring you radio and television coverage tomorrow night at 8. We'll be broadcasting, of course, at 5:30, and then we'll bring you television coverage at 8. This pitch is in low, and it's 2-0. Twilight doubleheader here tomorrow night, and the Banner Night Parade between games. Our radio coverage starts right here at 5:30 p.m. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on, and it's hit in the air to left field. Jim Dwyer's racing over and calls and makes the catch. So the side is retired. It's nothing across. And at the end of 4, the score is Montreal nothing and the Mets nothing. Randy Tate now will face the Expos as they bat on the top of the 5th inning. It'll be Larry Bittner coming up. He's been up one time and he struck out. He bats left. He's hitting .326. There's a peculiar spelling to that name. 2 I's and 2 T's. Here's Tate into the motion, and the pitch is swung on it in the air to left field, and Jesus Alou is waiting right there to make the catch. 1 away, Larry Parrish coming up. He's been up one time and he struck out. In each of the first 4 innings, Randy Tate struck out 2 batters, so he has struck out 8 and he's walked only 1. He walked Jorgensen leading off in the 2nd inning, and that is the only base runner that the Expos have against Randy Tate. There's a 21-minute delay in Philadelphia. because of rain, and they have now resumed no score, top of the fourth. Here's a swing and a miss. It's strike one. Larry Parrish hitting .278 for the season, right-hand batter. Jerry Grody sends a sign out to Tate. He's on the rubber, rocks back now, kicks and fires. Inside for a ball. It's 1-1. Steve McCannon is next in the batting order for the Expos. Outfield defense straight away. And a 1-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. High and hard. It's 1-2. Parrish settles himself in now. Swings the bat once, twice, and cocks it. Here's Tate with a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Struck him out. Blew it past him. Strikeout number 9, and that equals Randy Tate's major league high. In his only complete game of the year on the 28th of June, he beat Philadelphia by a score of 5-2 and struck out 9 in the entire game. That is his high. The National League high is 13 by John Candelario this year.
2 away.
Pete McCannon's up. Curveball in there for a call strike. Broke it right over the heart of the plate. McCannon's been up one time, and he flied out to center field. Randy Tate again looks for the sign now. Rocks back, kicks, and fires. Well, it came in a little high, and it's a ball because McCannon swung his body and didn't swing the bat. He was ready to protect, but laid off at the last moment. 1-1 the count to Pete McCannon. He's the number 7 man in the order. Swings the bat nervously a few times. Randy Tate looks in, now into the motion. Here's a 1-1 delivery. Let up, and it swung on and missed. Let up on the pitch and had him way out in front that time. So it is 1-2. The mid-high and strikeouts of the year is Seaver's 11. Here's a curveball. It missed way outside. It's 2-2. Against Philadelphia on the 29th of June, Seaver struck out 11. That is the high on the Met staff for this year. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The count to McCannon. 2 men out, nobody on base. This is the 2-2 pitch. Coming in high for a ball. It's full at 3-2. Tate has struck out 9. He's walked 1. We have 2 men out in the top of the 5th inning. So Tate goes back, fingers the rosin bag, tosses it aside, pops the ball in his glove one time, steps up on the rubber. This will be a payoff pitch, and it's on the way. Struck him out. He tipped it back into Grody's glove for a strikeout. Strikeout number 10 for Randy Tate in 5 innings. What a performance for the 22-year-old right-hander.
Struck out the second batter in the inning. Nothing across. And in the middle of the 5th, the score is Montreal nothing and the Mets nothing.
Up to now, Randy Tate has turned in some kind of a performance here tonight. He has faced the Montreal Expos through 5 innings, has allowed only 1 base runner. That was a walk to Jorgensen in the 2nd inning, and he has struck out 10. Struck out 2 in each of the first 5 innings. The problem is that young Dan Warthen has had the New York Mets at bay. New York Mets have had 1 base hit, a single by Jesus Alou in the first inning. That's the only hit in the ball game, of course. And Joe Torre is up to lead off. He's been up 1 time, and he grounded out second to first. Warthen pitches in for a called strike. Warthen has himself struck out 3 and walked 1 here tonight. So it's been a battle of a 22-year-old left-hander, Don Warthen, a 22-year-old right-hander, Randy Tate. Here's the pitch to Torre. Swung on and popped up into center field. Pepe Manguel moves up. Manguel makes the catch. So, with Torre having flied to center, there's 1 away, and Jerry Grody will be the batter. Grody has been up 1 time, and he grounded out. Came into this game having hit safely in 13 of 15 games. Grody carefully steps into the batter's box. And Warthen into the motion, and the pitch is high for a ball. It's 1-0. Jack Heidemann is on deck. Chicago Cubs got 2 runs in the top of the 4th. They lead the Phillies 2-0 with the Phils coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th inning. That's at Veterans Stadium. Here's a swing and a base hit into center field for Jerry Grody. Picked up on the grass by Pepe Manuel and paid back. Grody is on at first with a single to center. It is the second hit of the ball game. The second hit for the New York Mets. Jack Heidemann is coming up. He has been up one time and he pops his short. St. Louis Cardinals got another run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Going to the 4th, it is the Cardinals 4 and the Pirates 1. Gary Royce against John Curtis. Heidemann's been up one time. He looks down to Eddie Yost now. Moves into the batter's box. Mike Jorgensen at first is holding against Jerry Grody. Dan Warthen checks and deals. Hits high and away for a ball. Randy Tate is moved out on deck. He has been sparkling here tonight. Randy Tate is still looking for his first Major League base hit as a batsman. The Mets have a base runner. And the count is 1-0 to Heidemann at the plate. Warthen again comes set. Grody off the bag at first base. Here's the pitch. Low, and it bounces off the shin guard of Carter. Grody's on his way to second. There is no throw. Grody arrives safely at second. 2-0 the count to Heidemann. Bounded off the shin guard of Carter and rolled away. Wild pitch. A wild pitch, says the official scorer. So now the Mets have a runner in scoring position. And when you have a game going like this one has been going, you want that run. You want something on the scoreboard. Jack Heidemann with a 2-0 count. Lashes the bat around. Warthen bends forward to get the sign. The Mets fans come alive now. Dan Warthen has the sign. He sets up. Grody leads off the bag at second base. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and it's in there for a called strike. 2-1 to Heidemann. Heidemann is hitting .216 for the year. The number 8 man in the New York Mets batting order here tonight. Warthen again bends forward as Grody lengthens out his lead there at second base. Gary Carter is sending out the sign. Warthen has it. He sets up. Checks Grody back over his shoulder. The pitch to Heidemann comes in high for a ball. It's 3-1. One man out. To put Heidemann on would set up runners at first and second with Tate coming up in the sacrifice circumstance, I should think. So Warthen carefully toes the rubber now. He's gone 3-1 on Jack Heidemann. Now steps off. Warthen does. Back up now, asking for the signs again from his catcher, Gary Carter. Gary Grody is the runner at second. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Low walked him. There are runners at first and second, and Randy Tate is coming up. That is the second walk issued by Dan Warthen. Tate is looking down to Eddie Yost to see if the sacrifice is on. Tate has been up one time and he struck out. In his Major League career, he's gone 0 for 30, so the Montreal Expos expect Tate to be sacrificing. The hand is for young Randy Tate. Well deserved here at Shea Stadium tonight. The Mets have runners at first and second now with one man out. Gene Kleins is on deck. Dan Warthen with the pitch. Tate's around. Bunts the ball. And it is a foul ball. First base side. Carter was trying to get out there to it, but touched it in foul territory. Tate was halfway down to first. He comes back now. The Expos would expect the sacrifice to be on again. There is no score in this game. Now Mets here batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. Tate has looked down to Yost again. Gary Grody is the runner at second. Jack Heidemann is the runner at first. There is a strike one count to Tate. Warthen sets up. Bends forward. Has the sign. Checks the runners. Tate is around the bunt. Bunts the ball back to the mound. Warthen will drop for third. He throws to third in time. There is no relay. Grody is forced at third base. Tate becomes the runner at first. Heidemann moves to second. In an attempt to sacrifice, Tate instead has forced Grody at third. So that leaves it up to Gene Kleins, who comes up with runners at first and second, 2 men out. Kleins has walked and grounded out so far tonight. Having fouled off one pitch bunting, Tate was trying to be absolutely sure that he got that one down. He did get it down, but too strongly. so that Warthen, who is a left-hander, was in perfect position when he fielded the ball to fire over to third to Larry Parrish for the force play on Grody. Grody took a rolling slide into third. Didn't make any contact with Parrish. There was no relay throw in any case because Tate was across the bag at first. Right-hand batter Gene Klein cocks the bat. Met runners lead at first and second. Here's Warthen with the pitch. Land up the right field line, and it is a foul ball. A foul ball by inches. A foul ball. Heidemann is across the plate. Tate is at third base, but it is a foul ball just by inches. Lyons had rounded first, and he is coming back. It looked for all the world when that ball left the plate as though Gene Lyons had a base hit. It was foul by inches, maybe by an inch. So Randy Tate cuts across the diamond from third, returning to first. Heidemann is back out to second. And the count to Klein is strike one. And the fans are humming about that one. No score in the game. The Mets are batting in the bottom of the fifth inning with 2 men out and 2 men on. And Warthen again comes set. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and hit in the air to right center field. Pepe Mandel is racing back. He can't get it. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Heidemann has scored. Randy Tate is coming to the plate. He will score. Franz is on his way to third. Tate scores. Franz holds at third with a triple and 2 runs batted in. And the Mets are leading by a score of 2-0. Gene Klein triple to the wall and right center. The Mets are leading. We paused for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is Ed Cranepool, the New York Mets. Hear every inning of every Mets game, home and away on WIZR FM 105. Your home for the Mets and Colonials in 1975.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Kiner and Bob Murphy here at Shea. Calvin Coolidge McLeish has gone to the mound. He's the pitching coach of the Montreal Expos, and he wants to talk to Dan Warthen. McLeish, at one time, one of the Brooklyn Dodgers. And a teammate at that time of another Brooklyn Dodger named Gene Mock, who is the present-day manager of these Montreal Expos. The big hit of the ball game, a triple by Gene Klein that scored 2 runs. It was in right center. Pepe Manguel raced back, could not get to it. It went all the way to the wall. The only other triple that Gene Klein has had came yesterday. But now Millan will come up to see if he can get another run across the plate. Montreal Expos have not scored. They have not had a base hit. They have had only 1 base runner. Chuck Taylor is up and throwing now. A former Met, Chuck Taylor, is up and throwing in the bullpen for the Montreal Expos. Runner at third, 2 men out. Millan is in there now. He has flied to center and struck out. Warthen will work straight away. He kicks and fires. The pitch is in there for a called strike. 0-1. So the Mets have had 3 base hits, and the Montreal Expos have had none. And the Mets are batting in the bottom of the 5th inning. Larry Parrish, even with the edge of the grass at third. Klein takes his lead. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground to first. It's off the glove of Jorgensen. Goes up the right field line. Klein scores. Millan is on at first. The Mets are leading by a score of 3-0. The smash was at first base. One of the best fielding first basemen in the major league. Mike Jorgensen booted it, and he's charged with an error. So there is no RBI. Klein scored from third, and the Mets are leading 3-0. Jesus Alou will be the batter. He had the first hit of the game in the first inning. He is 1 for 2. Last time up, he lined a shot to Larry Parrish at third. That is the 5th error committed this year, and only the 5th error committed this year by Mike Jorgensen. With a hard smash 1 hop off the heel of his glove and then rolled up the right field line so there could be no play on it. And Klein scored without any play being made on him at all. So Millan is the runner at first. Still 2 men out. Jesus Alou, the right-hand batter, at the plate. Dan Warthen sets again, checks the runner. Here's the pitch. Swung on and lined up the left field line. If it stays fair, racing over his wire. He's back there, makes the catch about 3 steps from the wall in fair territory in the left field corner. A loose at left fielder Jim Dwyer way back down there to make the catch and end the inning. But the New York Mets picked up 3 runs. There were 2 hits. There was a walk and an error, and there was 1 man left. And at the end of 5 full innings of play, the score is the Mets 3 and Montreal nothing. On a night at Shea, when young pitcher Randy Tate has been superlative up to this point, the Mets are leading 3-0 as we go to the 6th inning. And coming in now for the play-by-play, Ralph Kiner.
Thank you very much, Lindsey Nelson, and hi, everyone. Chuck Taylor continuing to throw in the bullpen for Montreal. The pitcher is due to bat second in this inning. The Mets leading by a score of 3-0. And the leadoff batter for Montreal will be Pepe Frias, the shortstop. Frias saw 1 pitch his first time up and hit a hard shot to short that was taken by Jack Heidemann for the out. And the first pitch is in there for a call strike. Randy Tate working the curveball over again. Tony Scott is in the on-deck circle. Tony Scott, left-hand batter in the on-deck circle. Next pitch back is a breaking ball. It's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Randy Tate has struck out 10, his all-time high for a single game in the major leagues. And he comes back again with the curve. It's grounded slowly out to short. Fielded by Heinemann. The throw to first base is in time, and a great stretch on the play by Kingman at first. Good play as Kingman makes a great stretch. And the throw by Heidemann had to be a rush throw, and the play completed for the out. Now coming to the on-deck circle is Bob Bailey in place of Tony Scott. And it will be Bailey pinch hitting for the pitcher, Dan Wortham. Kingman's 6'6", and he used all of it, plus a long reach with the splits and all to make the play on the throw by Jack Heinemann.
Number 3, Bob Bailey.
So Bob Bailey, a right-hand batter with 3 home runs, 20 runs batted in, hitting .266, the pinch hitter for the pitcher Dan Wortham. Don DeMola is now throwing in the bullpen for the Montreal Expos. Bailey missed the early part of the season because of a broken hand. He has been in 66 ball games. First pitch is swung on and grounded foul at strike 1. 1 strike count. Randy Tate came into this ball game with a record of 4 wins and 9 losses. No decisions against Montreal. He's back with the fastball. It's hit in the air to shallow center. Klein's moving up, and he makes the catch. So 2 men away, and the batter will be the center fielder Pepe Manguel, who is 0 for 2. Grounded out and struck out in his 2 appearances. The only base runner for Montreal, a walk to Mike Jorgensen. He was boxed to second, left at second. In scoring position with no one out. And now the first pitch to Manguel, a breaking ball low and outside, ball 1. At the end of 3.5, the Cardinals 4, Pittsburgh 1. At the end of 4, the Cubs 2, Philadelphia nothing. And the Mets leading here 3-0 with 2 men out in the top of the 6th. Pitch back is just low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. Spade looking out toward center field now, squares around, takes the signs from Jerry Grody, and the 2-0 pitch misses off the outside part of the plate with the pitch, and it's 3-0. His walk to Mike Jorgensen was on a 3-2 pitch. Pepe Manguel. Manguel, a right-hand batter, played straight away by the Mets, and here's the pitch, and it's outside, and the second man to get on for Montreal on the walk. Puts a runner on with 2 men away and brings up Jim Dwyer, who twice has been caught looking at curveball. DeMola struck out his first time up on 3 curves, did not get the bat off his shoulder on the third one, then was caught looking again in the 4th inning on a curveball. Dwyer, left-hand batter, acquired from the St. Louis Cardinals for Larry Lentz. And the first pitch, it is hit in the air to shallow left. Moving up is Jesus Salou, an easy chance. He is under the ball and he makes the catch, and the side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, a man left, and the score at the end of 5.5 innings. It's the Mets 3, the Expos nothing. We're going now to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Mets leading 3-0, and a new pitcher in the ball game for the Expos, Don DeMola. DeMola has won 3, lost 5, and saved 1, and this is his 40th appearance. He has appeared 3 times against the Mets, working a total of 4 1/3 innings, giving up 2 hits and allowing no runs.
First baseman Dave Kingman, number 26.
And DeMola will be pitching to Dave Kingman as his first man. Kingman is 0 for 2. Dan Wortham going out of the ball game after 5 innings, charged with 3 runs on 3 hits. He struck out 2 and walked 2. And the first pitch to Kingman, a swing and a miss at strike 1. DeMola at one time the property of the New York Yankees and released. The pitch back to Kingman, a check in the swing, and it is called a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch back to Kingman, swung on and missed. A hard swing, but no contact. Going for a high inside fastball, 1-2. Mets have 3 runs on 3 hits. The Expos, no runs and no hits. And here's the pitch back to Kingman. Again, a high fastball. This one out of the strike zone. It's 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch to Kingman, a drive to deep left. It's way back there, going back to the warning track to left fielder Jim Dwyer. He's on the track, and he makes the catch. So the high fly ball, the deep left field, and Kingman is out. 1 away. That will bring up Rusty Staub, who is 0 for 2. Baseball quiz, what 2 players in Major League history have captured 2 batting triple crowns? Triple Crown is home runs, RBI title, and also batting percentage. Rusty Staub grounded out to short, flied out to left, and DeMola's first pitch, a fastball at the knees, and it's called a strike. Staub batting .278. Has 72 RBIs. He takes high. It's a fastball, missing 1-1. Oliver's hit a 2-run home run for the Pirates. It's now St. Louis 4, the Pirates 3. Oliver's 13th home run of the season. Royce pitching for the Pirates. Curtis going for the Cardinals. At the end of 4 1/2, the Cubs 2, Philadelphia nothing. There's a high foul ball out of play on the first base side. Got 1 ball, 2 strikes. Schuler has replaced Ron Twitchell for the Phillies in the 4th inning. In the American League, the Yankees won Milwaukee nothing after 3. Rudy May against Bill Travers. The end of 2 1/2, Baltimore 1, Boston 1. Mitchell against Lee. Rice a home run in the 2nd for Boston, his 18th. At the end of 7 1/2, it's Cleveland 5, Detroit 3. Now a pitch for a ball, it's 2-2. At the end of 2 1/2, California nothing, the White Sox nothing. At the end of 3, Minnesota 1, Kansas City nothing. At the end of 2, Texas 2, Oakland nothing. Right here, the Mets 3, the Expos nothing. A swing and a miss, and Staub is struck out by DeMola. DeMola's first strikeout. That will bring up Joe Torre. Joe is 0 for 2. Grounded out to second, flied out to center. Batting .278. And the first pitch to Torre is swung on a miss. That's strike 1. Pitch back to Torrey, a fastball that's inside, down around the knees. 1 ball, 1 strike. Don DeMola making his 40th appearance. And the next pitch, a fastball, foul back into the stands. The count goes to 1-2. And at 1-2, the pitch to Torrey. Up high, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The paid crowd tonight, 10,720. 10,720. The Mets are over the 1,100,000 mark in paid attendance. 2-2 pitch, swung on a miss, and Torrey is struck out. So DeMola pitching to 3 batters as he comes into the ball game, striking out 2, and it's a 1-2-3 inning. And the score at the end of 6, it's the Mets 3, the Montreal Expos nothing. We're going now to the top of the 7th inning. The answer to the baseball quiz, the 2 players who have had 2 Triple Crowns, home run title, the RBI title, and batting average title, Rogers Hornsby and Ted Williams. Here in the top of the 7th, it'll be Gary Carter to lead off against Randy Tate. And the first pitch to Carter, who has struck out twice, is low for a ball. Tate has given up no runs on no hits. He has struck out 10 as he works here in the 7th inning. Mets leading by a score of 3-0. It will be Gary Carter, Mike Jorgensen, and Larry Bittner as the first 3 batters for the Expos. And Tate into the windup, the 1-0 pitch. And it's swung on and fouled back. The count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Randy came in this ball game with 55 strikeouts in 95 innings. He now has 65 strikeouts in 101 innings. He has pitched 1 complete game. He has a record of 4 wins and 9 losses. And the 1-1 pitch. It is over. A fastball, strike 2 call. He had something on that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Tate struck out 2 in the first, working a 1-2-3 inning, walked 1 in the second, and then struck out 2 after it. Struck out 2 in the third in a 1-2-3 inning, struck out 2 in the fourth in a 1-2-3 inning, struck out 2 in the fifth in a 1-2-3 inning, gave up a walk in the 6th inning with no strikeouts. Now working here in the 7th. The next pitch is a high foul ball back in the stands on the left field side. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now Tate asking for a new ball, and he gets it from home plate umpire Lee Wire. Carter having a good year for the Expos, hitting at .283 with 14 home runs and 50 RBIs, using the outfield and behind the plate. Next pitch, a high inside fastball. Carter has to move away. It's 2-2. Carter has had 96 base hits. This is his 100th ball game. And at 2-2, the next pitch, a curve, foul back into the stands. So the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pirates scored 2 in the top of the 5th on the home run by Oliver, and going to the bottom of the 5th inning with the Cardinals batting. It's the Cardinals 4, the Pittsburgh Pirates 3. Almost all the way around. The ball was in the dirt. It was blocked by Grody. He picked it up and tagged the batter. But Davidson, the first base umpire, said he did not swing. Fellow ought to be called out just for even making a move at a pitch in the dirt, that far down in the dirt. So it's 3-2. The next pitch, it is swung on and fouled back. The count stays at 3 balls and 2 strikes. That ball that Carter, quote, did not swing at, unquote, hit in front of the plate. So the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Grody sending the signs out once again.
Here's the windup and the pitch. It is inside, and Carter walks. Third man to reach, all on walks for the Expos. That puts a runner at first with no one out and brings up Mike Jorgensen. Jorgensen has walked. He also has grounded out to first. Left-hand batter, batting at .253. When Jorgensen grounded out to first, he hit the first pitch. And the first pitch here is taken for a called strike. Grody bluffing a throw to first base to Kingman. Carter back to the bag. One strikeout as Tate starts off with a high inside curveball in the strike zone. Mets leading 3-0. No one out, top of the 7th. Tate ready, and the throw to first base is high. Carter. Jorgensen exchanges at first with Carter, and the batter coming up, the right fielder Larry Bittner. Throw back to first by Heidemann was not a strong throw and was in the dirt. So Bittner, a left-hand batter, stepping up. He has struck out and flied out to left. And now it's Grody and Torrey talking to Tate on the mound. Grody back behind home plate. The conference over. Torrey guarding against a possible bunt. Bittner batting at .324. Jorgensen before the out was hitting at .253. He has good speed, the runner at first base. And Tate's first pitch. Fastball high and outside, ball 1. Bittner with 2 home runs, 19 RBIs. Tate leans in, checks the signs from Grody, goes to the set position, and the pitch back. Ground ball out to Kingman. Again, the throw will go to the shortstop, covering at second in time. Back to first base, and again, not in time. That ball was not hit hard, and Kingman made a very accurate throw to second, where Heidemann took the throw and fired it back to first. But this time, it did not look like there was a possibility of the double play. So now 2 men away. Bittner now the runner at first base, and Larry Parrish coming up. Parrish has struck out twice. Parrish struck out on the curveball his first time up, and a fastball his second. Parrish hitting at .277, a right-hand batter. Mets have 3 runs on 3 hits. The Expos no runs and no hits. 2 men out, top of the 7th inning. And Tate from the set position. Here's the pitch. It's a curveball swung on a miss. Strike 1. Good low outside curveball by Tate. The end of 3, Boston 6, Baltimore 1. One strikeout. Bittner a short lead at first base. Tate's pitch. Curveball hangs high, and it's 1-1. Tate turning his back to home plate. Taking a look out toward the outfield, now squares around, leans in, takes the signs, goes to the set position. And again, a throw to first base, but no tag by Kingman, as Bittner was back from a very short lead. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the next pitch, curveball again high and inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two balls, 1 strike. 2 men out, top of the 7th. And Randy Tate sets again. Here's the pitch. It is a fastball swung on and foul, tipped into Grody's glove. 2-2. Fastball right around the letters with plenty on it. So it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Signs go out. And the 2-2 pitch. Fastball up high. That fills it out to 3-2, and the runner, Bittner, will be running with a pitch with 2 men away here in the 7th inning. On deck batter,
Pete McCannon, a right-hand hitter. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Kingman drops behind the runner at first base. A couple of steps off the bag. Tate sets up. And the pitch. It is a curveball for ball 4. So now runners at first and second. The tying run is at the plate on the 2 walks in the inning. And the batter coming up is Pete McCannon, who has flied to center and struck out. 4th walk given up by Tate. First time that he has walked 2 in 1 inning. And Pete McCannon stepping up. McCannon has had 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in, batting at .244. And the first pitch. It's outside, a ball. Taking a throw to first base by Jerry Grody. Moving Larry Parrish quickly back to the bat. Philadelphia has tied up their game with the Cubs at 2-2 after 5. Now Tate's next pitch. He misses again with a curveball. It's outside, and that puts the count at 2 balls and no strikes. And Torrey comes into the mound to talk to the young pitcher. Randy Tate, in his first year in the major leagues, making his 18th appearance, his 18th start. He has won 4 and lost 9. And some action starting up in the bullpen for the Mets. Rick Baldwin taking the tarp off the pitching mound and getting set to throw. So the conference is over. Torrey back to third, and at 2-0, the pitch to the plate. Outside, it's ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes. Nate Colbert has come out to the on-deck circle. Nate Colbert, acquired from Detroit, former San Diego Padre, had a 3-run pinch homer to win a ball game against Philadelphia in the last series. Now the 3-0 pitch and a strike over the outside corner to knees. Fastball in for a 3-1 count. Three balls, 1 strike. Tate sets up. And the next pitch, it is swung on and fouled back into the stand. That puts the count at 3-2. Once again, Tate back with a fastball. It was over the outside part of the plate and fouled back out of play. So McCannon, steps back out of the batter's box, takes a couple of practice swings, gets back in. 3-2, 2 men away. The runners will be going with the pitch. That's leading 3-0. And Tate, a long look at the signs by Grody. Now he sets. The runners go. The pitch is a curve. Strike 3 call. Beautiful 3-2 curveball by Randy Tate. His 11th strikeout of the ball game, and the side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, 2 walks, and 2 men left. And the score at the end of 6 1/2 innings, it's the Mets 3, the Expos nothing. Well, an idea that originated with the Mets back in the Polo Ground days is still the most popular attraction with Mets fans. It's Mets Banner Night, and it'll be held between games of the Twilight Mets Expo doubleheader tomorrow evening, August the 5th. Now, on your Mets schedule, August 5th may appear as a single night game, but due to an early season rainout, it's now a twilighter with the first game starting at 5:35. It's a great date for the Mets to stage one of the most colorful events of the year at Shea. Here are a few things to keep in mind about Banner Night. All banners will be judged strictly on originality and neatness. Also, this year's contest, as in the past, will be limited to 2 categories: 1-person banners and 2-person banners. And, of course, there'll be some top prizes awarded to the winning banners. So start thinking and come up with some ideas for Mets Banner Night. Maybe you'll be one of the lucky winners. That's the banner parade between games of the Mets-Montreal Twilight doubleheader tomorrow evening, August 5th. First game starts at 5:35 p.m. We're going now to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Mets leading 3-0. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is Ed Kranepool, the New York Mets. Hear every inning of every Mets game home and away on WIZR FM 105. Your home for the Mets and Colonials in 1975.
Ralph Kiner along with Lindsey Nelson and Bob Murphy. Bottom of the seventh. The Mets leading 3-0. The Mets have 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. The Expos, no runs, no hits, and 1 error. And Jerry Grote to lead off. Grote has a base hit in 2 times up, and the first pitch by DeMola is grounded into the Expo dugout, strike 1. Don DeMola, pitching in relief of Dan Wortham, came in the ballgame in the 6th inning, retired the Mets in order, and now working here in the 7th. Grote hitting .298 with his 1 for 2 tonight. And the pitch back is outside and low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cubs got a run back in the 6th. They lead Philadelphia 3-2. Cardinals lead Pittsburgh 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th. And at 1-1, the pitch to Grote swung on a miss, a breaking ball. It's 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Grote will be followed by Jack Heidemann and then Randy Tate. And the next pitch, a fastball up high, 2-2. The end of 5, the Yankees won Milwaukee 0. Pitch back to Grote, a slice foul back into the stands on the first base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Balls, 2 strikes. And DeMola with his next delivery. That is swung on a miss. DeMola has struck out 3 in a row. He has pitched to 4 batters, struck out 3. And that will bring up Jack Heidemann. Heidemann has popped up the short and also walked and scored. Mets got their 3 runs in the 5th after 1 man was out. Grote singled to center. Heidemann walked after a wild pitch to Heidemann, which allowed Grote to go down to second, putting runners at first and second. There's a swing and a miss at strike 1. Randy Tate bunted into a force play, but then Gene Klein's tripled to right center field to drive in 2, and then Klein scored on an error by Jorgensen at first base and a ground ball hit by Felix Millan. 1 strike pitch is popped up. The second baseman, Pete McCannon, is under it in shallow center, and he makes the catch. 2 men away, and here comes Randy Tate. Randy Tate getting a standing ovation here at Shea Stadium. He is working on a no-hit, no-run game. Through the first 7 innings, he has not allowed a run or a base hit. And he has struck out 11. It is his premier performance in the major leagues, and he gets a standing ovation. The first pitch is swung on and missed at strike 1. The 1-strike pitch is fouled back out of play, and it's strike 2. Randy Tate has not had a major league base hit. He has been up 31 times. He has not had a base hit. He has scored a run. 2-strike count. And here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, and DeMola now has struck out 4 in 2 innings as he gets his second strikeout here in the 7th to retire the side. 1, 2, 3 innings, and the score at the end of 7, it's the Mets 3, the Expos nothing. We're going now to the top of the 8th inning. The Mets leading by a score of 3-0, and coming in again for the play-by-play, Bob Murphy.
All right, Ralph, and Gene Mock, the manager of the Expos, now goes to his bench. Jose Morales, who's sitting at 309 on the year, is going to hit for the shortstop, Pepe Frias. Jim Lytle comes out of the on-deck circle. He will bat for Don DeMola. So in the 8th inning, Randy Tate will be up against Morales, Lytle, and Pepe Manuel. Jose Morales, a right-hand hitter. Mets will play the infield straight away and the outfield astride the left. Now Grody sends out the sign. The windup by Randy Tate. Here's the pitch. That's high and tight. Ball one. Morales hit the dirt getting out of the way. It wasn't really that close. He was getting his first look at a Randy Tate curveball. His helmet came off very easily, so he decides he better get a helmet that's a little tighter. Jose Morales back to the Montreal dugout to get a helmet that fits better. Pitch wasn't close at all, and when he spun away, that helmet went flying off. 1 ball and no strikes to pinch hitter Jose Morales, top of the 8th inning. Mets 3, Expos nothing. The windup by Tate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Fastball, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tate has the crowd moving with every pitch now. We are now in the 8th inning. Now Tate siding in. Around comes the arm. Curve hit foul. Back into the Montreal dugout. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Randy turning his back now to home plate for a moment. That's playing the infield, spread out, straight away and deep against Morales, a veteran right-hand hitter. Pitching 1 and 2. He struck him out. Breaking ball, the 12th strikeout for Randy Tate. Randy now has the seasonal high for a New York Met pitcher. Previously held by Tom Seaver at 11. That is number 12 for Randy Tate. He is trying to do something no Met pitcher in the 13-and-a-half-year history has ever done. Now he must pitch to a left-hand hitter, outfielder Jim Lytle. Lytle, a left-hand hitter, a line drive type hitter. 1 out and nobody on in the top of the 8th inning. Torrey shortens up at third against Lytle. He is a threat to bunt. Here's the pitch on the way. Wide, ball 1. 1 more strikeout by Tate. He would tie Candelaria of the Pirates for the strikeout high in a 9-inning ball game in the National League this season. And the pitch on the way. Fastball, a strike call. 1 ball, 1 strike. You can tell by the crowd reaction now whether it's a ball or a strike. When the pitch is in there for a strike, they come up instantly. The 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Curveball by Randy Tate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Torrey drops back at third when the count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. Heidemann shades astride toward the middle of the diamond. Now the windup. Here's the pitch on the way. Line drive into left center field, a base hit. Lytle with a soft line drive over the head of Heidemann into left center field, a base hit. At first disappointment, now cheers for Randy Tate, who had a no-hit ball game going until 1 out in the 8th inning. Now a standing ovation for Randy Tate. And Joe Torrey, the old pro, calls time and goes to the mound now to talk with Tate, saying, "Okay, I know you're disappointed. I am too, but the game is the big thing. Now let's settle down and try and get the ball game." He has put on a great show here tonight, Ralph Kiner.
Certainly has, and of course, it's always disappointing when you see a pitcher pitch this strongly and lose the no-hitter. Seaver had 2 that he got into the 9th inning with 1 out that he lost.
Pepe Manguel, the batter, the pitch way outside, ball 1. Now Yogi Berra has Ken Sanders start to warm in the bullpen. Mets 3, the Astros nothing. We're in the 8th. Randy Tate, a no-hitter for 7 1/3 with 12 strikeouts. And the pitch. In the dirt, handled by Grody. 2 balls, no strikes. And again, Torrey will take time and go from third to the mound. Tate started the game in great style. He retired him 1, 2, 3 in the first, struck out 2 of the 3, Dwyer and Carter. In the first 5 innings of the game, he struck out 2 men in each inning. He got number 11 in the 7th and number 12 here in the 8th. The 2-0 pitch, low, outside, ball 3. And now it is 3-0 on Pepe Manguel. 1 out and 1 on. The base hit by Lytle was not a hard liner, but a clean base hit. Strength called. It's 3-1. When Lytle came up, he had 1 for 10. He hasn't been up very long. The infield, a double play depth. 3-1 delivery. Outside, ball 4. And now the Expos have runners on first and second with 1 out. And Jim Dwyer, the left fielder, will be coming up.
Left fielder Jim Dwyer.
5 walks by Randy Tate. Yogi Berra is coming out now to talk to Randy Tate. He has Ken Sanders warming in the bullpen, but if I read the way Yogi is moving to the mound, he simply wants to talk to his young right-hander. Tell him to get the no-hitter off of his mind and concentrate on the strike zone. Jerry Grody will go out. Joe Torre is already there. This is the second time in the game the Expos have had 2 men on. They left 2 in the 7th inning. Tate walked 2 men in the 7th, showing some signs of weakening perhaps after being so strong over the first 6 innings. And Yogi will stay right with Randy Tate. The hitter will be Jim Dwyer. Dwyer is hitless in 3 times at bat. He has struck out twice and flied to left. Batting at .407 in 9 ball games since being acquired from the St. Louis Cardinals. Dwyer, a left-hand hitter, and he hits to left field a lot. Gene Kleins plays him astride to left center. Torre playing even with the bag close to the line. He started to go, held his swing. It was inside and low. 1 ball, no strikes. Jim Lytle is on second. Pepe Manguel on first. 1 man away in the top of the 8th inning. Now the pitch by Tate. Swing and a miss at a curveball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Twice in the history of the New York Mets, they have come oh so close to a no-hitter. Twice Tom Seaver has lost a no-hitter in the 9th inning with 1 man away. In '69, Jimmy Qualls of the Cubs singled to spoil one. The 1-1 delivery. Swing and a miss. Fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And in '72, Leron Lee of San Diego singled with 1 away in the 9th inning. Again, the deprived Seaver of a no-hitter. One ball, 2 strikes to count to Jim Dwyer. From the set position, the pitch by Tate. He struck him out. Curveball, and he takes him out. That's the 13th of the game for Randy Tate. Now he has tied John Candelaria of the Pirates for the individual high of the National League this season in a 9-inning ball game. 2 men away. And Gary Carter is the hitter. He has been the toughest hitter in the Montreal lineup this year. 14 home runs, 50 RBIs, hitting .284. In the game tonight, Gary Carter has struck out twice. His last time up in the 7th inning, he reached on a walk. Lytle leading from second and Manguel from first. Curve outside, 1 ball, no strikes. Randy Tate checking it out with Jerry Grody. The 1-0 pitch to Gary Carter. He started the swing and he stopped it. It broke way outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Mike Jorgensen is the on-deck batter. Carter hits third in the order. Jorgensen bats fourth. Tate working behind the hitter now. 2 balls and no strikes. The 2-0 delivery. Line drive hit deep to left center field. This might go for a base hit in the alley. It will, and a run will score. Lou fields the ball, throws it back to Mian. A single to left center for Gary Carter. It is a 3-1 ball game, and the Expos have the tying runs on base. He hit it off the end of the bat. When it first went off of the bat, it sounded like it might go far. It actually landed in fairly shallow left center, halfway between Kleins and Alou. So a single to left center by Gary Carter. Lytle comes home to score. Around to third goes Pepe Manguel. Now it is 3-1 New York, and Mike Jorgensen is the batter. Jorgensen has walked, bounced out, and hit into a force play. Nothing for two. From the stretch, Randy Tate is set. Now delivers. Fastball inside, ball one. The Expos breaking through on a walk and two singles here in the eighth inning. Now Randy Tate checks the runner at third. That's Pepe Manguel. And a fly ball hit high and deep to right field. It may go out of here. Stop at the wall. Can't get it. And Jorgensen has hit a 3-run homer. Mike Jorgensen has just hit a 3-run homer. And Montreal goes ahead of New York by a score of 4-3. Nullifying a magnificent pitching performance tonight by Randy Tate. And the Expos are ahead 4-3. Randy Tate just standing there showing his disappointment. And everybody here at Shea Stadium feeling sad for him. As Jorgensen hits one into the bullpen in right field. For Jorgensen, his 11th home run of the year. He now has 47 RBIs. 4 runs have scored in the eighth inning. Now the batter is Larry Bittner, and a foul ball behind third going out of play. I tried to climb up over the fence to make a play on it. Now a ground ball lashed foul down the right field line, and a 2-strike count on Larry Bittner. The home run by Jorgensen, only the third hit in the game, given up by Randy Tate. He ran out of strength here in the eighth inning. But here in the eighth inning, he got his 13th strikeout. It looked like he might be out of a jam at that point. Outside and high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Then Gary Carter, single to left center, driving 1 run in, and Jorgensen got the big one. The 1-2 delivery, and a ground ball bounced to second. Mian waiting on the hop. He has it. Hurries to throw to Kingman, and the side retired. But in the eighth inning, Montreal scored 4 runs on 3 hits. No errors, none left on. In the middle of the eighth inning, Montreal 4 and New York 3. Here are the changes for Montreal, last of the eighth inning, and they now lead 4-3. The new pitcher is Chuck Taylor, his 37th ball game of the year. Taylor has won 1 and lost 2. He has made 5 relief appearances against the New York Mets. And Tim Foley is now playing shortstop. The other changes, Barry Foote is now catching for Montreal. Gary Carter, who has been catching, goes to right field. Foley will be hitting 8th.
Number 9, Barry Foote. Moving from catcher to right field, number 8, Gary Carter.
So the new pitcher, Chuck Taylor, then would be hitting in Larry Bittner's position. He made the last out. The Mets trail by a run as they come in now in the last of the eighth inning. The batting star of the game for the New York Mets, Gene Kleins, will lead off. He tripled in the 5th inning, driving 2 across the plate. Montreal, 4 runs, 3 hits, and 1 error. New York, 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. And unless the Mets can rally, Randy Tate will know the frustration of striking out 13 and losing a ball game. Just about anything in the world but a home run, and he was all right. So Gene Kleins with 1 for 2, 2 RBIs and a walk, facing Chuck Taylor. Foul tip, strike 1. Raining again in Philadelphia, so they're holding up with Chicago leading Philadelphia by 1 run, 3-2. In the 7th inning in St. Louis, the Pirates and Cardinals tied 4-4. Felix Millan, the on-deck batter. Now the windup by Chuck Taylor. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip, and the count is strike 2. Dan Warthen, the Montreal starter, worked 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, 3 hits. Don DeMola was perfect in 2 innings of relief, retiring 6 in a row, and he struck out 4 of the 6 that he faced. Two-strike delivery to Gene Kleins, a little bit high, 1 ball and 2 strikes. The Cub-Philly game is being delayed in the 7th inning, tied, or with the Cubs leading by a run, 3-2. The Pirates and Cardinals 4-4 last of the 7th. Pitching 1 and 2. Hit foul down the right field line, no play. He hit it hard. And 2, the count on leadoff batter Gene Kleins in the last of the 8th. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. That is the 8th strikeout for Montreal pitchers. And Felix Millan coming up. Felix was slide to center, struck out, and reached on an error, 0 for 3. The Yankees 1 and the Brewers nothing there in the 6th inning. Red Sox 6 and Baltimore 2 at the end of 4. Cleveland defeated Detroit 6-4. The White Sox lead California 1-0 after 4. Minnesota 2, Kansas City 1 at the end of 5 1/2. And it's Texas 5, Oakland nothing at the end of 4. Taylor fires a fastball in, strike 1 call to Felix Millan. Opening game of a 5-game series with Montreal. And a Baltimore chop, a high bounce to third, waiting the ball Parrish, and he guns it, and it's in time for the 2nd out. 2 outs and nobody on. Jesus Alou is batting 3rd in the order. Jesus has 1 for 3. The 2 times that Alou has been retired, he's hit hard line drives. 1 to third and the other to left field. As Alou steps in, Dave Kingman comes out on deck. Montreal 4, New York 3, last of the 8th inning. And a ground ball hit to shortstop. Tim Foley captures the hop to Jorgensen, and the Mets are out in order in the 8th inning. At the end of 8 at Shea Stadium, Montreal 4 and New York 3. As we enter the 9th inning here at Shea, it is raining once again. The umbrellas have opened up. And Rick Baldwin comes on to pitch the 9th inning. It will be Baldwin's 38th game of the year. Rick has won 2 and lost 3. And he has 6 saves to his credit. Randy Tate in 8 innings allowed 4 runs, gave up just 3 hits. Walked 5 and struck out 13. He tied the seasonal high by Candelaria of Pittsburgh. He had a no-hit ball game coming into the 8th inning, and he struck out the first batter, Jose Morales. But then pinch hitter Jim Lytle hit a line single to left center. He walked Pepe Manguel. He then struck out Dwyer for his 13th strikeout. Looked like he might be out of it. But Gary Carter singled to get Montreal's first run home, and Jorgensen homered. Fastball by Baldwin, taken by Larry Parrish, the third baseman, strike one. Now Baldwin into his windup. Here's the pitch on the way, low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. The 1-1 delivery by the tall right-hander hit foul down the left field line, no play. In the last of the 9th inning, the Mets will have Dave Kingman, Rusty Staub, and Joe Torre coming up. Now Baldwin checking it out with Jerry Grody. His 1-2 delivery, breaking ball outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. St. Louis has regained the lead. They're ahead of the Pirates now, 5-4 in the last of the 8th inning. The 2-2 pitch, strike 3, he got him. Changeup by Baldwin, 1 down. 14th strikeout of the game for the Met pitchers. So Pete McCannon, the second baseman, will be hitting. He has flied to center and struck out twice.
Second baseman, Pete McKinnon, number 5.
McCannon hitting at .243 on the year. Swing and a miss and a breaking ball. Strike 1. Rick Baldwin on in the 9th inning. And it's inside to Pete McCannon. 1 ball and 1 strike. Doubleheader tomorrow evening. The first game at 5:35. The Mets pitch 2 left-handers against the Expos tomorrow night. Fastball a little wide, 2-1. It will be Jerry Koosman and Tom Hall. Dennis Blair and Don Carruthers, 2 right-handers going for the Expos. Now the 2-1 pitch by Baldwin. Broken bat, slow roller to second base. Millan scampers in. He's up with it and throws. He has him. So 2 men away, and we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is Ed Cranepool, the New York Mets. Hear every inning of every Mets game, home and away on WIZR FM 105. Your home for the Mets and Colonials in 1975.
Bob Murphy with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson. Tim Foley batting for the first time in the ball game. Hit hard, and it's a base hit going down the line and into foul territory. Foley around first is on his way to second. The ball being picked up in foul ground by Jesus Alou, and Foley is on second with a double. That was Foley's first time at bat. Pepe Frias played most of the game at shortstop. Now the hitter is Barry Foote. He's the catcher hitting 9th in the order. And Chuck Taylor came in the ball game. Larry Bittner came out, and Taylor, the pitcher, is hitting 5th because Bittner had made the last out in the 8th inning. From the stretch, Baldwin's pitch, foul ball, straight back, no play. Barry Foote, tall, well-built right-hand hitter. Let's play him deep in the infield, astride to left in the outfield. Ninth inning now in St. Louis. Cardinals ahead 5-4. Fly ball hit deep to left. Jesus Alou back on the warning track, has room. And he makes the catch to side retire. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. In the middle of the 9th inning, the Expos 4 and the Mets 3. Last of the 9th inning, Montreal with a 1-run lead. The Mets will have Dave Kingman, Rusty Staub, and Joe Torre hitting against Chuck Taylor. Pitchers of record in the game are Don DeMola and Randy Tate. Cannot win the game. Much would love to get him off the hook. What a magnificent game he pitched here tonight before tiring. Dave Kingman generating the excitement with the crowd as he stands in. Kingman is 0 for 3 tonight. He has struck out, fouled out, and flied to deep left field. Taylor into his windup. The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike one. He had the fastball up and in on Dave Kingman. They play the infield deep and around the left against Kingman. The outfield almost back on the warning track. Taylor checks it out with Barry Foote and now delivers. High, 1 ball, 1 strike. They try to pitch Kingman up and in with that fastball. Low and away with a breaking ball. Now the 1-1 pitch. High, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. Light rain falling here in the 9th inning. The breeze blowing in. Chuck Taylor's 2-1 pitch. Wide, ball 3, 3-1. And should Kingman walk, the Mets would have excellent speed on the baselines, representing the tying run. Pitching 3-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball looked like it might be outside of the count. 3-2. Rusty Staub will be next, and then Joe Torre. After that is Jerry Grody and Jack Heidemann. And a grounder foul back into the Montreal dugout. Yogi Berra, of course, well supplied with left-hand pinch hitters in his dugout. Ed Cranebrool, Del Unser, Wayne Garrett, Mike Phillips, John Milner. 3-2 delivery, and he held up on the swing in time, and he's on with a walk. Breaking ball on 3-2. It broke outside. Now the tying run is on. Nobody out. Rusty Staub will be hitting. Rusty is 0 for 3. He's bounced out, flied to left, and struck out. Now Yogi Berra has a tough decision to make. Do you have your cleanup hitter or your number 5 hitter swing away, or do you play for that tying run? Staub, a pull hitter, usually hits the ball behind the runner. And you can hear the crowd now at Shea Stadium yelling, "Let's go Mets." The tying run is on. Nobody out. Rusty Staub, the hitter, facing Chuck Taylor, a right-hander. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Strike call on the inside corner. They have their third baseman, Parrish, playing in very close, looking for a bunt. Dale Murray, a hard-throwing right-hander, warming up in the bullpen. Along with Fred Sherman, a veteran left-hander. The pitch to Staub. Curve hit on the ground, foul down the right field line. Now Rusty will really have to dig in to guard the strike zone. He is behind on the count, 2 strikes. Dave Kingman returning to first. And a 2-strike count to Rusty Staub. Rusty hitting at 278. The outfield is deep and around to right. Here's the stretch by Taylor, the pitch. High and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He tried to get him go for a pitch way out of the strike zone. Rusty would not be tempted. 4-3 Montreal, last of the 9th inning. Kingman is short lead at first. Here's the pitch. At a foul ball. Hit it against the plate. It comes back behind home plate. Rusty just playing defense on that swing, and he wasted it off. Chuck Taylor, veteran right-hand relief pitcher. Pitching here in the last of the 9th, third pitcher used by Gene Mock. Now Kingman leading away from first. It's 1-2 to Rusty. And the pitch on the way. Foul ball again. Another curveball by Chuck Taylor. Again hit into the dirt right by home plate and coming back. Rusty in that battling position. All he can do is hang in there and battle every pitch since he's working behind on the count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now the pitch on the way. Foul ball in the air. Might be playable. Third baseman Harris going over. It's out of play. In the crowd. And for the 3rd time in a row, Staub fouls off a breaking ball and stays in there. Dale Murray and Fred Sherman on call in the Montreal bullpen. Dean Mock getting a left-hander ready in case Yogi Berra goes to his left-hand hitters. Kingman, the tying run, is on first, nobody out. Now the pitch. Curve in the dirt, 2 balls and 2 strikes. That's 4 curve balls in a row that Taylor has thrown to Rusty Staub. And the count is 2-2. Rusty getting a little more leverage now. Here's the set and the pitch. And a foul again by Rusty. Boy, he's fouled off 5 now. What a duel this is. Rusty fell behind 2 strikes. He's worked it out to 2-2. To do it, he's fouled off 5 curveballs. Taylor again into the set position. Here's the pitch. Curve, hit foul. That's 6 of them. A duel here. Taylor just throwing curveball after curveball. And Rusty now has fouled off 6 of them. He's fouled them off in just about every direction. Jorgensen holding against Kingman, representing the tying run. Nobody out, last to the 9th inning. Pitching 2-2. Ground ball hit hard. Jorgensen up with it. Throws the second one out. Foley to Jorgensen, a double play. 3-6-3. Staub hit the ball like a bullet on the ground, but right to Jorgensen. And he turned it into a double play. So now it is up to Joe Torre. To Rusty Staub's credit, he hit a ground ball about as hard as you can hit one. But right to Jorgensen, who had plenty of time. He had the double play made, 3-6-3, before Rusty got 70 feet down the line. So now Torre stands in. Cranepool comes out on deck to pinch hit if Torre can get on. Fastball high, 1 ball and no strike. Montreal 4 and New York 3 in the last of the 9th inning. Cardinals defeated the Pirates 5-4. And a strike called in the outside corner. It's over in St. Louis. The Cardinals defeated the Pirates and Jerry Royce 5-4. Cubs lead the Phillies 3-2. They're held up by rain. They're in the 7th. Now the pitch to Torre. And a slow ground ball to third. Parrish comes in, grabs it, and the throw is in time. And the Expos win the ball game. Boy, what a tough loss for the New York Mets here tonight, nullifying a magnificent pitching performance.